Warriors are flat out rolling. After a stagnant 2.5 quarters, Golden State rose to the occasion at the Grindhouse with miraculous shot making and dominant bench play. The T-Wolves have proved to be a feisty bunch to start the season and feature a future Hall of Famer and a #1 pick with superstar potential. The Warriors go for the best start in franchise history right now. Back end of a 2-game road trip with the Warriors having an opportunity to do something they've never done before. Can they make it 10-0? And when the Warriors are in the building, that's the NBA building you want to be in. This Minnesota team going to their past to build for their future. Kevin Garnett teaching the youngsters, and the T-Wolves on the rise. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett. And last night wasn't fun. That was a physical, grinding win against Memphis. Minnesota wants to play up and down. They have so much young talent. I'm looking forward to this one.
I think everyone is. The Warriors just somehow find ways to win basketball games, even under duress. But you look at Minnesota, they've got a lot of young players. They like to get up and down. Won 16 games last year, lost 66. They're 4-3 right now, and they're on the rise.
For the Warriors, one of their keys is versatility, and Harrison Barnes really exemplifies that as well as anyone on the roster. Power forward, small forward, he hurt the Grizzlies in a lot of ways.
Well, he can play so many different positions for you defensively. His shooting's coming back into touch. You want to talk about athleticism? How about this move around Marc Gasol and finishing? And oh yes, when he crashes the boards, he gets up quickly. A lot of dunks lately, but he is now shooting the ball extremely well from the perimeter.
The beginning of the year, a little off. The last 5, he has been spectacular.
He really has. He's letting the game come to him. He's not pressuring himself. He just plays both ends of the court. He's a valuable asset to this basketball team that's 9-0.
So you look at Minnesota. How do you build a contender in the West? You stack up a bunch of draft picks, but you have veterans to teach and lead them. And right now they have 2 excellent #1 overall picks in Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns. And to be 4-3 with 4 road wins is pretty impressive.
Yes, it is. And Andrew Wiggins is a consummate basketball player. Perfect height for the NBA. He can put the ball on the floor. He gets to the basket. He can burn you from the outside. Great offensive threat. 2 straight games now of over 30 points. Karl Anthony Towns, how about this young man? He's better than he was his 1 year at Kentucky. He's had 5 double-doubles already. He can shoot the basketball, but they score a lot of points in the paint. That's going to be an area of concern for the Warriors tonight.
So the Warriors, the last undefeated team in the NBA. Never gone 10-0 in franchise history. Is all that improbable? Well, watch Steph Curry on a nightly basis, and you tell us what's improbable. Whether it's being bounced around and banking in threes or beating the buzzer repeatedly, this is the best player in the world at this juncture with the best team. Greg, Gary, and Monty are back in the studio right after this.
All right, Warriors have the best record of all of captivity tonight. They're in Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves, who have not won a home game. They've lost their last 8 home games last year. They've lost 11 consecutive at the Target Center. Warriors are 9-0. Minnesota 4-3. Only 3 games around the NBA tonight. This one here, Warriors and Wolves, Clippers and Phoenix coming up a little bit later on. And the other one, Utah Jazz, St. Lee, off to a pretty good start. A lot of people are picking them as a sleeper team to be a solid Western Conference playoff participant. They're in Miami tonight. Chris Bosh will go it alone. Dwayne Wade not playing. His son is in the hospital. Reports say Wade's son will be fine, and Chris Bosh picking it up just fine. St. Lee, Miami got off to a 9-0 start. Then later, Josh Richardson starting at 2 guard. He has 8 points early on. And we'll update the score here. It's now 24-20 for Miami. But you like Utah as a sleeper team in the Western Conference, St. Lee?
One of the very best defensive teams in the league, led by Rudy Gobert, the Flying Frenchman. And this team, if they had a frontline point guard, would definitely make the playoffs this year, Mark.
No, I agree with you there. I picked them also to be battling for that 7 or 8 seed. Gordon Hayward's come along. He's a nice player. Derek Favors is the guy that I think is the key. If he can give them a big year, I think they're there.
The Flying Frenchman.
You like that?
I like the Stifle
Tower.
The Stifle Tower is the one that I like. He's a shot blocker.
Yes, he is.
All right, Andre Iguodala, St. Lee. Last night we were marveling at the 1, 2, 3, 4 3-pointers he banged in, and just watch him get the lift off the ground of the corner. When he gets up like this, the ball's going to go in the basket. When Andre Iguodala scores 20 points, is there any way you can beat the Warriors when he's scoring like that, Monty?
When he does it on 9 shots. That's the key right there. Because Andre usually gets to the line, and he has a problem making free throws sometimes. But on a night like last night, when his 3 ball is dropping and his free throws are going in, that's when other teams go, okay, we can't just leave him open, because sometimes they sit back and show us you can do it. And he did it last night, and it burned him.
You know, when we put that whiteboard up there and we're drawing about the other players around the league, when the other teams talk about the Warriors, they say, hey, contain the drive. Give up the jump shot.
Yep.
When he starts making these jump shots, you got major league problems, because you got Clay over here and you got Steph over here.
Will he have his legs tonight in his second end of a back-to-back as mine? When he gets left like that, he's got great lift, and his jumper just goes in. We'll see.
That's a big key. I mean, the team has a little bug, as Luke mentioned, so you hope that Andre doesn't have that bug, because if it does, it could hurt him. But he's been, so far this season, he's been there for him.
All right, the big news for the Timberwolves, Ricky Rubio, who's just constantly hurt. He missed 60 games last year with an ankle injury, is out. Zach LaVine will start at point guard, matching up with Steph. Steph now, his assist total is down, but he is the leading scorer in the NBA. I want to get your thoughts on LaVine, but we'll start with Steph. I'm wondering, he's 32 a game. Do we care at all that his assist total is down a little bit, Monty? He's under 6 a game right now.
No, I don't care right now. I don't worry about that right now, because, you know, he's getting passes to open players, and those shots aren't falling for the Klay Thompsons and Harrison Barnes of the world right now. So those shots will fall. And all you need is to have 1 or 2 of those shots fall by each one of those guys, and all of a sudden he goes from 5.8 to 8.5. So I wouldn't worry about that right now. Steph is shooting a little more, but it's mostly 3-pointers. And if he's making 3-pointers, going to shoot 3-pointers at 45%, you want him taking those shots.
Yeah. Watch tonight for early offense. When he gets a drag screen from Draymond up top, LaVine is a great athlete, a high flyer, dunk contest, but he's not going to be able to handle Steph on change of pace and all of that kind of action. I think you're going to have the veteran really giving this young player a hard time tonight.
He's also not a pure point guard.
No.
How does their offense run differently going from Rubio to Zach?
Hey, Rubio's a heck of a quarterback. This guy now is more a facilitator for himself. He's not going to create for others as much as that guy would. I think you're going to see the ball in Wiggins' hands a lot. They're not going to be as fluid, without a doubt.
Yeah. I look at this team now, and I see the Warriors right now. They're a little bit of a lull. Maybe they'll come out of it against this team, but the Curry-LaVine matchup is going to be very interesting.
Warriors are 9-0. They've never been 10-0. Philadelphia Warriors, San Francisco Warriors, Golden State Warriors, never. Tonight they'll try to make it a perfect 10. Enjoy. Warriors basketball comes your way next.
It's time for tip-off. Here's Fitz and JB.
Steph does not travel with the championship trophy. We should tell you that. But it certainly seems like where the Warriors travel, the buzz is in every building. Huge crowd in Minneapolis. I can't remember the last time we were here with this kind of buzz and atmosphere. Minnesota has 4 road wins. They have no home wins. Warriors win last night in Memphis, fly all night, get here, and a chance to go 10-0. And these guys attack every game the same, Jim. They don't want that first loss.
No, they don't. They come with a purpose. They're very focused. Last night, they overcame a lot of adversity in that game, a lot of fouls, many more fouls to the line for Marc Gasol and the Grizzlies. But all those and all the turnovers, they found a way to win, and they were really in control that entire game.
Now, part of the Warrior depth affected. Leandro Barbosa is back in Brazil tending to a family matter. So does Ian Clark or Sean Livingston, Brandon Rush? But Barbosa has been that energy guy at the wing spot. They'll be without him. And you're going to have a lot of guys at the wing trying to play defense on Andrew Wiggins tonight.
Oh, boy, he's a load. Well, without Barbosa, you've got to find some kind of spark off the bench. Livingston will get more minutes tonight, but don't be surprised if you see Ian Clark.
Our Xfinity starting lineup. First for the Warriors, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Festus Ezeli. For Minnesota, a mix of young and old. Zach LaVine with Andrew Wiggins, Tayshaun Prince, Kevin Garnett, and the #1 overall pick, Karl Anthony Towns, at the center spot. KG, 8 straight playoff appearances. He leaves 10 straight times in the lottery. So they're going to the past to try to build the present and future and provide that leadership.
He's a great leader. The 2004 MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year. The year the Celtics won the championship after that trade, 08.
Steph Curry back to Draymond. Rims it in.
Nice soft touch. Little fadeaway there. Garnett, great shot blocker, but at 39 years of age, not going to react like he used to.
This is a tough cover for Steph, and that LaVine to me is a combo guard and not really a point guard. High flyer, we know from the dunk contest, as Wiggins misses his first jumper. And Garnett, he had the steal, Steph the re-steal. Festus had Klay Thompson cutting. And for Minnesota, they start Garnett and Tayshaun Prince because of defense and because of their veteran experience.
I found, though, as you get older in this league, you can still score, but defense becomes very, very difficult for you. You just can't stay with people.
Karl Anthony Towns never saw anyone like Curry at Kentucky. He just picked his pocket, and Steph's three is good. Oh.
His range is astounding, and people don't expect it. Even the players that he's playing against on the floor.
Defense leading to offense. Steph Curry plays both ends.
I mean, for every other player in the league, that would be a bad shot.
Another Curry steal. Curry runs to the line, another three, and he was fouled. So KG got him.
Personal first Minnesota team foul. Steph Curry will go to the line to shoot three.
He is daring, he's daunting. He's got nerves of steel. And how in the world does anybody shoot that shot on the move from that distance with the kind of accuracy? And this one, in and out. He sold that one pretty well with Garnett to the line for three.
Zach Zarba, Leroy Richardson, Carl Lane blowing the whistles tonight. I get a kick out of 28 points, 9 of 21 with the 5 and 5. People are saying, well, Curry's slumping a bit.
Well, he had 17 points in that pivotal third quarter when it got down to a 1-point lead.
So 10-0 beginning. Sam Mitchell, second go-round here with Minnesota, out same with Sidney Lowe.
I remember him as a player in the early days of the Wolves.
Yep. Part of the expansion foundation. Harrison staying down. Karl Anthony Towns missing Garnett, setting up LaVine, and you see the athleticism.
Number 13 pick last year in the draft, averaged 10 points a game. As a freshman at UCLA, his only year there, he averaged under 10 a game. And he's averaging about the same this year, 10.3.
Zach LaVine is a live wire athlete, though.
They said he was the best athlete in the draft.
He's losing Steph Curry. That's not a good idea. It's another three.
He's 20 years old, came into the league at 19.
They have more 20 and 19-year-olds on this team. And then you've got Andre Miller, Tayshaun Prince, and Garnett. So very young or very old as LaVine misses the three.
They've got 7 first-round picks. First-round picks over the last 3 years, 7 on their roster.
Harrison Barnes missing the three. Garnett the rebound. Most teams try to control tempo or slow the Warriors down. Minnesota have an issue running. And Karl Anthony Towns drawing the foul. What's most impressive about the #1 pick overall is the 91% free throwing for a big man.
Well, the 1 year at Kentucky for Karl Anthony Towns, he shot 81% from the line, 56 from the field. He's got a nice touch.
And smoothly dropping that in. Tonight's game and all Warrior games on CSN. You can stream them live at NBC Sports Live Extra. Get that app on your mobile phone or tablet and stream the Warriors on the go. So Karl Anthony Towns, Willie Cauley-Stein split minutes at Kentucky. Played 39 games as a freshman, came out #1 pick overall.
Yeah, he only played 21 minutes a night at Kentucky, splitting that time.
Draymond with that lob. He's so intent on getting it to Ezeli, and sometimes it's just not there.
Well, in that kind of congestion and the kind of athleticism this team possesses, and the height and everything, you add that all in, and you factor that, you got to be very decisive with it and maybe not throw it.
Klay Thompson has beaten Tayshaun Prince to the rim a couple times already.
Talk about age. It's tough to play defense in this league and guard people when you are older. It really is. That's a task. You can always do that.
Tayshaun hitting the jumper. Well, you always tell me about Paul Westphal. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What happened?
You never went around me before. Oh, that's right. I'm in my 30s.
Harrison Barnes missing that three. Karl Anthony Towns a rebound. Better stop the ball with Levine. Karl Anthony Towns a 22-footer. Ezeli did well to get back defensively and limit him there. Steph Curry to the rim, floating it high, and Ezeli following it home.
Maybe got a turnover right there, careless. But what a drive by Steph Curry to bring defenders, and he gets it up real high. He almost like he baited a shot blocker to come. So Towns comes over, and there's Ezeli cleaning up. He almost just said, okay, come get this. I'm going to get it really high off the rim, and if I don't make it, we're going to have a big man flush it.
Nice cycle pass by Harrison. Draymond missed the three, but it was still the way to move the ball. Bean always attacking. Warriors rotate nicely. Draymond played the D, just couldn't quite collect the rebound off of Harrison.
Well, the Warriors had them blocked out.
I will say at the beginning of the game, back end of a back-to-back for a team that arrived after 2 in the morning.
Yep.
You think the Warriors have got their sea legs?
They like to make statements early.
Wiggins dropping in the jumper.
He's smooth. He knows how to play. Wiggins 20, will be 21 in February.
Post up for Festus if he wants it. No double coming. A baby hook. Very nice. Festus Ezeli.
Nicely done. Took his time. He's looking for cutters first and initially. Had 2 cutters go by. They weren't open. They cleared. He made his move.
That high screen roll. Levine is not a knockdown shooter. He'll make every once in a while, but attacking the bucket is more his game.
And in the open court, he really attacks.
Yes.
He'll get you right on your heels and test you.
Steph Curry will never be more open.
Zach LaVine is getting lost on easy picks. That was a pick by Klay Thompson. He expected someone to switch, evidently.
Steph's got a dozen, and Sam Mitchell saying he was the MVP, he's the best shooter in the world, and you're losing it. And so with 6:44 remaining in the first, Minnesota takes time. The Warriors off to a great offensive beginning, building the dozen-point lead. And sometimes you drive, you dump and chase. Ezeli does it nicely.
This is Harrison Barnes, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champs.
Welcome back to the Target Center. Warriors up 12 on the Timberwolves. One of the most exciting things about the Timberwolves is their promising youth. In contrast, the Warriors look like a team in their prime right now. I asked some of the Warriors players to reflect on their early days in the NBA, and Draymond Green said, trust comes with time, knowing what play to make and trusting that your shot will come. Sean Livingston said young players need to play with confidence and stay confident. Remember, it's a long season. Leandro Barbosa remembered he had the talent, but he didn't yet know what to do with it. And Andre Iguodala said he would have reminded his younger self to enjoy it because our career lifespan goes quicker than we would like.
All good thoughts and all part of the Warrior veteran leadership mixed with the great young talent and why the Warrior roster is balanced so nicely.
They put things in perspective.
Klay Thompson missing there.
No
Tayshaun
question.
Prince had hit the jumper. Our first look at Nemanja Bjelica. He's the long-range shooter. Serbian that played overseas. Klay Thompson missing that three. Bjelica with the rebound.
Yeah, he's already 27 years of age as a rookie.
Wiggins went all the way to the 10. The offensive rebound, and Tayshaun putting it in. This is what the Wolves did. They're a very scrappy team. They built a 34-point lead against Atlanta on the road. lost the lead, and then scored 11 straight to beat the Hawks. It's a very good road skin. Draymond, there's the lob to Ezeli.
Well, better spacing right there. Credit Steph Curry. Bielitsa switched off on him, and that left Draymond open, so he got it to him. And Draymond just keeps attacking all the time. He's looking to move into, if he's going to take an outside shot, he'll take it. But when he goes on the move, he's usually trying to make something for someone else.
ISO Karl-Anthony Towns. We'll check out his post game. Very refined there. That was a drop step move to the left hand to float that in.
Well, he's got the skills.
Bielitsa fouling Steph Curry.
You see the space that he had, and then you get Towns coming over. Easy play. You have to get it up high enough over Towns to do that. He nearly got to that one, but another flush and a nice dunk.
So Festus, 6 points, 2 boards. Bogut checks in. Klay Thompson has scuffled a bit early from deep. Just a couple threes. Warriors 9 of 16. T-Wolves 7 of 14. Bean likes to shoot. Iguodala in the game, his first rebound. Stephen Klay, Iguodala, Draymond Green, Andrew Bogut. Curry down the lane, and he's hatcheted by the rookie. It is rare that a team gets the #1 overall pick 2 years in a row. Wiggins came in the Kevin Love trade. Karl-Anthony Towns, the #1 overall pick. 5 #1s in the last 2 drafts on this Minnesota roster.
That's why there's great hope for the future. Andrew Bogut, when you're cutting through, always look for the ball because he loves to distribute. Karl-Anthony Towns, by the way, is 19, but he'll be 20 in 3 days. Shabazz Muhammad is only 22, and his birthday is tomorrow on this roster.
And then you look at Wiggins, and you look at Levine.
20-year-olds.
I mean,
they'll be 21 before the season ends.
Young. Kevin Garnett said at shoot-around, said, we got a box of puppies. And Draymond knows. Bielitsa is a perimeter shooter. Wants him to put it on the deck. Shot clock at 4. Draymond got a lot of ball. Bogut came over. The foul will go on Andrew correctly.
You can see that Bielitsa is very strong right-handed. He kept insisting on getting back to the right, and he was smothered on that play and earned that trip to the line.
Well, you mentioned 27 years of age. They also have Damian Rudez, who is an accomplished Spanish League player from Croatia that signed as a free agent. So it's an interesting mix, Jim. Get the 5 #1 picks. Get the really older, outstanding players in Garnett, Tayshaun Prince, Andre Miller. And then your free agents are foreign players that have played professionally for a while.
A little bit of experience there. That helps. And then you go back one more year after the 5 picks. You go back to 13. They've got a couple picks. Gorgui Dieng, Shabazz Muhammad, who came over from Utah, the Trey Burke trade.
A lot of people
had 2 more.
They're very optimistic on the T-Wolves, and they should be, as Draymond on a nice roll.
He's more confident this year with his offense. Not taking too many shots at all, just picks his spots, but nice little hesitation up and under move there.
Wiggins very smooth mid-range, but missing there. Curry in transition. See, the T-Wolves are all trying to get back defensively, and it didn't matter. Those are those 1-on-4 breaks.
That's one of those, for him, unorthodox jump shots, a stop and pop, like a lot of people shoot. He doesn't usually do it that way. We saw him do that in New Orleans when he had that outburst in that quarter, 28-point quarter. It's a beautiful jump shot.
Shot clock at 5. Karl-Anthony Towns in on Bogut, moved his feet, he traveled. It'll be a jump ball, could have been either way.
Bogut played him very well. Anticipated.
Andrew is long, he is strong, he is experienced, and he knows how to move his feet. And the rookie that time thought, hey, get by this big guy.
Towns has taken, he was out the 3-point range. He's taken 4 this year, made 1.
Made 1.
And in high school, he was at St. Joseph High School in Metuchen, New Jersey. He made 127 threes in high school.
Well, you see his free throw shooting, you say, this guy, he has a stroke. Leroy Richardson is adjusting the clock here to 1.5. So regardless of who wins the tap, there's not going to be a lot left on the shot clock. There's the tap, and the Warriors control possession anyway. Draymond set the screen. He rolls. A wide open Iguodala drops in the three.
Once again, they blitz on Curry, so he finds the open man, and it's just a rotation, so they get 3 on 2.
Sam Mitchell's going to use a 20-second timeout. Tell people, Jim, when you say blitz, what does that mean defensively?
Well, essentially a double team. He comes off that screen. You'll see it right here, Bob. You dribble off that screen, 2 men come, you bounce pass. You got 2 defenders there. Bogut rotates. You got a 3-pointer. Shooting it extremely well tonight.
For 20th, and how about the night before highlights? Steph Curry gets bounced around, throws one up for 3, banks it in. A little displeased at the lack of a whistle. And then at the end of the third quarter, stole it from Russ Smith and hit the running 40-footer. The night before highlights. Part of the Warrior win in Memphis. Second time they've beaten the Grizzlies. And right now it's Minnesota 17 and Steph Curry 16.
Yes.
The issue is that Steph Curry has other teammates that have scored.
You see his stats there. He's been dynamite tonight. And that's another advantage for the Warriors when you really look at it. Yes, there is a target on their back. They're the defending NBA champions, but he is the defending MVP of the league. And when he goes around, he doesn't want to disappoint people.
No.
So he's got that inducement every night. And he puts that pressure on himself to perform. And he excels in that area. He loves it.
Andre Miller getting the early playing time. Ricky Rubio out for the second consecutive game. Knocked out of bounds, still Minnesota ball.
Warriors overall this season doing a pretty good job of not going on pump fakes. Bogut stayed down. We saw Harrison Barnes do it earlier on Wiggins. Pump fakes, not getting them in the air. Good solid defense. That's from Ron Adams.
Kevin Martin has become the 6th man here in Minnesota. Missed the jumper. Karl Anthony Towns, look what I found.
Well, they had him blocked off for a moment there, but could not secure the ball quickly enough. And cleanly enough, I should say.
So without Barbosa, Livingston will probably play extended minutes, and you may see a little Ian Clark. We'll see how the Warrior coaching staff works the guard rotation. Steph Curry rimmed that out.
He made a direct cut to the basket, then scooted back out to the corner, and Bogut found him. That movement.
Karl Anthony Towns, that was a step-back jumper. It was impressive, and Wiggins fouled Steph Curry. So the 4th team foul.
Well, we talked about his shooting skills on display there. Looked like a much smaller man, very naturally shooting it.
Steph Curry, Andre Miller, Andrew Wiggins, Harrison Barnes, Kevin Martin, and Sean Livingston. Gorgui Dieng's first playing time as Bogut finds Curry again.
Curry just keeps cutting. He just keeps cutting, making his man turn his head, loses him. Sometimes he goes back to the 3-point line, but he gets layups. Clever player.
Harrison moved his feet, and Wiggins still scored. That was nice.
You don't stop that move.
No. Harrison on the baseline and just slamming it home.
How many dunks have we seen Harrison getting? Have dunks that he's getting over the last 4, 5, 6 ball games? He's getting up to the rim very quickly.
And credit his movement without the ball.
Of course.
And then the typical Warrior unselfishness. Andre Miller is very strong. So he's always trying to attack in that mid-range. Gorgui Dieng. It's spelled with a D. It's pronounced with a J. And if he's your backup center, your team's pretty deep. Curry floating and out of bounds to Minnesota. Ricky Rubio, 13-9. Got a hamstring that they're being careful with. Missed the Charlotte game. Missing tonight. And Nikola Pekovic is also a quality player that's had an Achilles issue.
Rubio, the number 5 pick back in 09. Just not a great shooter.
So Jang hits 2 jumpers. So the Warrior lead at 10. Minnesota 55% shooting, but the Warriors 61%. Bogut on the roll, always feeding others. And Bogut batting it back out for a new 24. About a 6-second game shot clock difference. Winding down this first quarter.
Surely you can find Steph Curry off of Miller.
There's Steph Curry off of Miller, hitting a 3. Now, if you're going to do play before play, Jim, you got to let me know.
Miller's 39 years of age. He'll be 40 before the season ends. He's only played 12 minutes so far this year in 3 games.
Bogut knows who Andre Miller is. He was waiting on him. He knew Miller wouldn't pull up from 18, that he'd want to take it inside, and Andrew gapped him and then swatted him. So 8/10 left. Second time the Warriors hit 40 in the first quarter. Did it against Denver. And there's the 8/10. And that will do it. Much more free-flowing than last night in Memphis. Steph Curry, a 21-point quarter. Warriors go for 40. Minnesota has good young players, and they played well. But they look up, and it's a 13-point Warrior lead at the end of 1. That is a rugged sign here in Minnesota, and that references Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio. Steph Curry was the 7th pick in the draft. 60% shooting, 40 points, and no turnovers by the Warriors.
That was so critical because last night the Warriors had a season-high 23 turnovers, gave away 22 points. Tonight they're plus 9 points off turnovers. They have yet to turn it over, as you said. Minnesota 4 times, and the Warriors capitalized. Stephen Curry has a stat sheet that looks like the end of the game already. 6 of 9, 4 of 5 from 3-point range. This rebound's corralled by Ian Clark, but he's 4 of 5 from threes, 5 of 5 from the line. He's got 3 assists, 2 steals, 21 points. That's an end of a game line.
Yeah, how was your first quarter? Ian Clark right off the bench and rails a 3. So
you've always said he can shoot threes.
Without Barbosa, this is a big opportunity for Ian Clark. Gorgui Dieng flipping it inside, and we had the foul.
He's trying to post up Shabazz Muhammad, who's 6'6" and pretty big.
Kevin Martin and Shabazz Muhammad are not shy in terms of shooting. And they're out there to score. Andre Miller, he's out there to run the team and pass. Jang's hit 2 jumpers with the shot clock now at 5. Gorgui Dieng, and Bogut recovered. And very quickly, Andre Miller threw it up and got a little contact.
Well, because of those 2 outside shots that Dieng already hit, he got Bogut up in the air, got him off his feet from right near that 3-point line. He bit on it.
Andre Miller missing the free throw. Season ticket priority list is at 17,500. Get priority access to season tickets when they become available, plus exclusive pre-sale opportunities at 888-GSW-HOOP. Representatives ready to help you right now. Free throw split between Miller and Garnett. How many 40-year-olds are going to have on this team?
They'll both be 40 before this season ends.
Correct.
39 now.
I like Dieng. And as I said, if he's your backup with Karl Anthony Towns, that's good center depth. And you also have Pekovic.
He's a good 21 pick back in 13 at 21 spot. Good player.
Ian Clark can shoot.
Yes, he can.
Back-to-back threes.
You got to give him a lot of credit. He's just tried to get an NBA career together. It's been denied so many times. It just keeps coming. Producing.
Ian that time lost Andre Miller. That's part of it. The offense is great, but defensively, well, the coaches are going to evaluate that.
Absolutely. You've got to see the ball and your man. You do not want to lose sight of your man.
Especially when you're playing with Bogut, Iguodala, and Livingston, who are all excellent defenders. Harrison, a little show and go. Harrison Barnes is giving us different finishes almost every night.
Nice little touch on the move there.
Kevin Martin, he'll get a little contact and make it look like a lot. See, a lot of guys wonder what they're going to do post-career, Jim.
Yes.
Kevin Martin, I mean, best performances in a short film. I mean, he is terrific normally with that.
12 years in the league for Kevin.
James Harden always carried.
Martin hitting the first free throw. We check in with Roz.
Coaching staff before the game about who might get Barbosa's minutes early, and they said Ian Clark. He helps them at the 1 and the 2. They said that when he was with the Utah Jazz, they ran a similar offensive motion there, and that's helped him pick up their motion with the Warriors pretty quickly. He had a great game in Memphis against Memphis when they played at the Warriors, and they said that helped their decision to put him in early.
And Ian missing the 3 there, but he hit his first 2 threes. And with Iguodala and Livingston, Ian Clark doesn't have to be a true point guard. He can be a shooter and space the floor a little bit. Iguodala pulled the string short. Kevin Martin's going to go right at you.
He got fouled on that one. Well, you don't score 12,000 points in this league if you don't know how to put the ball in the basket. And Kevin Martin knows how to do that.
Well, you use the phrase a lot, Jim, as far as sometimes you drive to get fouled. And Kevin Martin is all angles and elbows and the whole bit. He's a very good free throw shooter. He knows his game. And so part of his drives and forays in the lane are to draw contact and get to the line. It's a big part of his game. 4 times in his career, he's been able to get close to 600 free throws.
Yep.
He did. One year he did get close to 700. But the other years in the high 500s. That's a lot of free throws in an 82-game schedule.
Tried the drop pass, and Jang was ready.
Shabazz Muhammad. The Warriors are giving Minnesota their A game. But credit the T-Wolves for shooting 50%. It's a Warrior team that helped Memphis to 33% shooting. Livingston, tough turnaround. Bielitsa never left him defensively.
Yeah, they can cut it to single digits here. You talked about that big comeback they had before.
Kevin Martin, Bielitsa, and Jang, and Muhammad working the glass.
They score more points in the paint than the Warriors do. A couple more.
So an 8-0 run, and Luke Walton will take a timeout. 10-point game with 8:20 remaining in the first half. It's a young, hungry bunch of Wolves. Warrior lead at 10. Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett. Roz Gold on Wood A with you in Minnesota. Our McDonald's true story. Kevin Garnett, third oldest player in the league. Karl Anthony Towns, first pick in the draft. Garnett played his first NBA game before Karl Anthony Towns was born.
I just love stories like that. It's so terrific. But Garnett, 4-time NBA, All-NBA first team, 3-time NBA second team, 2 times the third team, 8-time All-NBA first team defender. We could go on and on about him.
Well, this is the number to me. 5 double-doubles in your first 7 games. Okay, who's done that the last 30 years? Shaq, Mutombo, David Robinson, and Karl Anthony Towns.
Those are big names.
That's a nice list to be on.
Warriors still just with 1 turnover. That's something they were going to work on tonight. Was focused. They're going to travel there, move his pivot foot, I guess.
So James Michael McAdoo, Klay Thompson, Ben Livingston, Harrison Barnes, and Iguodala. So this is a small unit here where McAdoo goes to the center spot.
Yep. I still like that move by Harrison. A little hesitation and go.
Shabazz Muhammad.
This is a breakdown.
Iguodala behind him.
He was expecting a switch from James Michael McAdoo. He did, but then he let go before Andre recovered. And it looked like Andre was taking his time here. You're going to see Muhammad coming around, and you can see at the free throw line, that's where James Michael McAdoo was. Slowed him up for a moment. You've got it, but when the ball's on that side, that's your number one threat. The guy closest to the hoop there and close to the ball.
Muhammad hitting a couple free throws. Minnesota very efficient at the line. 10 of 12 free throwing. Klay Thompson got a floater air ball. Does not happen very often. And Shabazz Muhammad turned it into a dunk.
This man, I remember now last year, he loves to score when he's in the game. He likes to put numbers up on the offensive side. He'll take a lot of shots.
Livingston from the baseline. And there's always some Warrior that's ready to settle things down.
Agreed. Livingston knew they needed a basket right then.
Harrison Barnes bouncing Shabazz Muhammad as he came around the corner. Problem for the Warriors here, Jim. 5 team fouls with 7:07 remaining in the half. So Minnesota is going to have a big opportunity here to kind of live at the line. Missing the free throw.
Well, they're bringing in Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. Now, Andre Iguodala had already walked off the floor. They shot that free throw with 4 Warriors on the floor.
Warrior Championship jewelry from Jason of Beverly Hills. Men's and women's rings, trophy earrings, and a variety of necklaces and cufflinks at Warriors.com. So Shabazz Muhammad, 9 straight points for Minnesota. 7-point Warrior lead as Steph and Draymond re-enter. And Draymond Green line driving one in. Now with this smaller unit, they would like to up-tempo things. Minnesota's been pretty effective in the half court.
You talk about all the offensive categories, all the defensive categories. Last year when the Wolves were 16 of 66, they were at the bottom of the league.
Yep.
And now they've climbed back up to respectability.
They got a couple guys up and down the roster that are really interesting. I don't mind this second unit at all from Minnesota. Zhang is doubled. Step around, just couldn't finish. A really nice move there.
He's showing many more offensive skills than he did at Louisville.
Draymond, what a pass! They jumped at Steph. They jump at Draymond. Livingston cuts, and Draymond rewards him. Terrific basketball. And Shabazz Muhammad now has reeled off 11 straight for Minnesota. Klay Thompson's the only Warrior scuffling, and not anymore as he rails the 3. They've been 2 of 6.
I know, it'd be nice to get him going. But they've got a Minnesota team that knows how to put the ball in the basket. You can see that tonight.
Warriors still 60% shooting. Minnesota 50%. All that attention on Steph Curry. So he moves the ball. But you're playing with great passers in Draymond, and the Warriors really unselfish.
CSN, the authentic home of the champs.
Warrior fans everywhere with the Warriors up a dozen. Our Lexus Pursuit of Perfection. The best starts in franchise history. Now, a good start doesn't guarantee you anything. The 9-0 60-61 team only won 46 games. The 5-0 94-95 team won 26 games. But 5-0 a year ago, won the title, and 9-0 this Warrior team. When did they ever lose? This is the number I like. 21 in the first quarter by Steph. That's 4 times this year he has a 20-point quarter. The rest of the NBA, only 2 20-point quarters by anyone. And a year ago, Russell Westbrook led the league for the year with 4 20-point quarters. Steph's done it 4 times in 10 games.
That is a great stat. When you talk about Westbrook. There's that lob.
Draymond and Ezeli are having fun.
They just beat Karl Anthony Towns down the floor. Ezeli just outran him. Good awareness.
Estes has 8, 4 of 4, and they've all been point-blank range. 3 dunks, the baby hook. Zach LaVine from deep. Klay Thompson the rebound.
Well, with Ezeli in there, they should be able to protect the rim a little better. He's made great progress. Glad to see Andre Iguodala back on the floor.
Finding Klay Thompson. What a look for the 3. How did he know where he would be? And delivered it perfectly.
I think he saw him earlier, but then he turned around, and that can change quickly, but he was still open in the corner. And it was a rifle pass.
Andrew Wiggins from deep. And the one thing about Wiggins, Jim, is he's nearly 6'8". He plays off guard, but he is a big man. He starts developing a 3-point shot.
He's around 38%.
Pretty good. Klay Thompson.
Pretty good, too.
Just off iron. It was straight on. Warriors led by 13 at the end of 1. Up 14 right now. And they got a blocking foul.
There's LaVine had nowhere to go. Steph Curry's a little in disbelief. Here's Iguodala as he turns around. You can see in the corner it's Klay Thompson, and they can't recover.
And as you always say, no man's land for Kevin Martin. What are you doing? You left one of the greatest 3-point shooters in the league in the corner. You didn't need to watch Iguodala on the left block.
I'm interested in this last move and put LaVine on the line. Steph Curry was directly between him and the basket. I thought LaVine took a little hop. The contact was initiated by him, and I don't think he can play any better defense. And he came up short it because they gave him 2 free throws.
It's the only thing that's gone wrong for the Warriors. The free throws are 16-5, favoring Minnesota. Steph Curry off front iron.
Stop the ball here.
Oz Mohammed all the way to the rim.
Easier said than done, but you've got to stop that ball somewhere around the top of the circle if you can. Slow him down.
Minnesota's got a lot of firepower. Free to Ezeli.
Ezeli's having one of those games again where he can get free and just give flying dunks.
Festus, Klay, and Steph all double-figure scoring.
When Ezeli's free of congestion and more room to operate, he can be very productive offensively.
Bjelica for 3. That's an air ball. Draymond streaking. Curry, teardrop.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? That teamwork. Companions.
I'm just glad Steph got a bucket the second quarter, because what was he doing, Jim? 21 in the first. He had not scored. Come on.
Well, Ezeli doesn't like the call. Trying to deny it. This is a beautiful outlet pass from Draymond Green, right on the money. And a nice little floater off the fingertips of Steph Curry.
Which
that's not an easy shot for most people.
Say.
It's not an easy shot, folks. I believe sometimes a 3-foot shot around the rim when you don't use the backboard is very, very difficult. You have to have a fine touch. Look at the assist to turnover. The Warriors are #1 in the league in that department, despite 23 turnovers last night.
Free throw split. Draymond trailed 3. The Warriors are shooting 10 of 20 on threes, 61% for the game.
Well, that's the case last night. Warriors made 11 threes. Memphis only made 4. So the Warriors had a 24-point advantage in threes made, 33-9. So how are you going to win games if you can't compete with the three-point range. 24 points is a lot to make up.
The block by Klay Thompson. The outlet to Levine. He just couldn't catch it. So mandatory timeout. 2:33 remaining in the half. The people of Minnesota are realizing the Warriors are as good as advertised.
I'm Draymond Green, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champs.
Peter and I just want to thank all of you for the opportunity that we have been presented with to run this franchise going forward. It is an honor and a privilege. If you look up there, that is a very lonely flag. We want another one.
That was 5 years ago to the day, and that flag and that banner has company right now. Joe Lacob, Peter Guber took over the Warrior ownership 5 years ago, and working on the 4th consecutive playoff appearance with one of the now elite teams in the NBA. And I cannot remember too many turnarounds in sports that have been this dramatic.
Well, the Warriors have 69 points, Bob. The team high for a first half, 74, that game against Denver.
Right.
They got 40 in the first quarter. That ties that record also for this year. They got 40 in the first quarter against Denver. So unless something drastically changes here, they're going to have 75 or more points.
Beautiful pass from Klay to Draymond. And 4 of the starters now in double figures.
That's an awesome number to put up on the board. And from so many different people. Yes, Curry's the #1 with it, but they've got others.
Oh, Wiggins went to send that down. Now Festus, there's been 3 opportunities where he has gone straight up. He's entitled to the principle of verticality.
This isn't one of them, though.
No.
I think he gets his right arm here. The play before, clearly, but he got his arm there.
Yeah. And but Festus's point, the 2 priors, if you jump straight up, you shouldn't be fouling. That time when you make contact, that is a foul.
The one before, he was totally vertical. He even gave ground. He did not come down with his arms, but he was called for the foul.
That's just life in the NBA for a big guy, but Festus is learning from Bogut. Is by and large, most of the time, you go straight up,
yep,
you're going to send guys away. You're not going to pick up a foul.
These players today are so athletic, it is difficult to not draw a foul. He's going to, yep, he shuffled his feet.
Warriors have taken good care of the basketball. Shoot 62%, put up 71 with 4 turnovers, 22 assists and 4 turnovers. 2 of them have been travels, Draymond and Harrison. Wiggins, he's got the mid-range down. Wiggins,
when he pulls up, he just rises. You can't get to the shot.
He's got 12. Shabazz Muhammad 13. The 2 T-Wolves in double figures. Klay Thompson went behind the back.
And he had a clear path to the basket. 2 men jumped. His man left. They were covering the corner on Andre Iguodala. He made up his mind to go behind the back with a bounce pass. Maybe had a driving layup.
Andre touched that last. Wiggins again. Shabazz Muhammad's at the hot end, missing that 3 and tipped up and in. Levine.
Got the biggest vertical leap on the team. Oh, that's an offensive foul.
Yes, it is.
The right elbow caught Andrew Wiggins right on the chin.
As well as the Warriors have played, Minnesota has won this quarter. 13-point lead at the end of 1 and 12 right now.
Inadvertent, but nonetheless, gets stunned.
Wiggins to the rim.
He's trying to keep him in contention.
Minnesota trying to make it a single-digit game. Bogut cramming that home. That got the whole Warrior bench up.
Covered a lot of ground to get to the ball.
Draymond's got 7 assists. He keeps throwing lobs to the big guys. Karl-Anthony Towns in on Steph.
Pretty good move for a big man, wasn't it?
It was.
Stop, change direction, not charge into the guard. Control the ball. He's got good hands.
Shot clock is off. Minnesota's played the entire quarter without being called for a foul. So if you're wondering, they have one to give. There is foul to give.
Foul is called on Zach Curry. His first personal. First Minnesota.
7.4, shot clock off. Switch out on Curry. Steph at 2 and 1. Flips it up and in. With 4/10 left.
Yes, he's gotten better, folks. He's got that move down.
25 in the first half. And 13-point lead at the end of one. A 12-point lead at the break. The Warriors had 23 assists on their 30 made baskets.
Well, the Warriors have 75 points, but the Wolves are shooting at 51%. Give them credit for the 63. And we'll see how it plays out in the second half.
Highly entertaining in the first half.
A little different than last night, huh?
Yeah, very much so. And Steph Curry is alongside Roz.
Steph, you've had some great starts so far this season. By the time you get on the court for game time, do you already feel warm, or do you need to warm up throughout the game?
I mean, you feel ready to go mentally, and then physically it's just about getting a rhythm. You make your first shot, that obviously helps, but you know, you got a routine to get yourself ready for the game, and hopefully things flow from the get-go.
And it's not just you hitting these threes, it's the whole team. Is it contagious once you start hitting them?
It is, especially when we're getting stops. I mean, they have 63 points, but they're taking some tough ones and just happen to be making a lot of them. So we got some steals early in the first quarter, got to our tempo, and that's contagious, and everybody starts to feel good and look for their shot and make it.
All right, thanks, Steph. Guys.
5 Warriors have made a 3. The Warriors are shooting 64%. And Steph Curry, 25 of the Warriors' 75. Highest scoring half of the season for the Warriors. Greg and Gary, Monty Poole in the studio for Warrior Halftime Live. Brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right after this.
How many trips up the court did the Warriors not score in the first half? And not many. A 40-point first quarter, a 35-point second quarter. Best quarter as far as the offensive basketball we've seen, even better than the Denver game.
Yeah.
Friday night when they scored 74, they had 75. He'll be shaking his head for the next couple of minutes here. Welcome to Warriors Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Greg Papa, Monty Poole, the head shaker, Gary St. Shade. Steph Curry coming into this year, St. Lee has had 3 20-point quarters. He's had 4 in the first 10 games this year. He had a 21-point first quarter again.
Well, look at that. He has no thought about going into that lighter colored floor. He's staying out where it's real dark, like Hoosiers. The guy is amazing.
Where's Johnny Flynn, by the way? Ricky Rubio's
hurt. A cold shot at the
I went to Syracuse. I can say that.
Yeah.
That's what the sign said, Bonnie.
I know.
What's going on with Steph? He's just in another zone.
In the first quarter, they were able to get into transition early. I mean, they got some steals, create some turnovers. And when they get in the fast break like that, Steph will pull up from 3 or find an open spot. Next thing you know, he's got 5 points, 10 points, 15 points. This team and this guy can score points faster than anybody we've seen around the NBA ever, I think.
He had 4 threes. The Warriors had 10 threes. The Minnesota Timberwolves had 1. It's your 27-point margin. You guys have a key or anything here? Just keep scoring every trip.
Yeah, I got a couple of keys for you.
I know you do. Including the first half tonight, the Warriors have played 456 minutes of basketball. They have trailed for 41 minutes and 35 seconds. They could go wire to wire tonight, Stanley. They were up 10-0 and 13-2. Do you have any concerns second half here?
This is a young club. Warriors played last night. You got to tighten the screws on the defense right away in the third quarter, which propels you into the open floor.
Yeah, might need that bench because fatigue could become a factor. They start off really fast, so if they can keep it up, it'd be good for them.
All right. Andrew Bogut only had one shot in the first half, Stanley, but it was a good one. Up
Big
above
fella.
the rim to cram it. We'll see you after the game on Honda Warriors Post Game Live.
In Minneapolis, St. Paul are Jack in the Box at the half. The Warrior lead is 12. Now they're shooting 64% from the field, 10 of 20 on threes, but Minnesota at 51%. They've been to the foul line 20 times. You're not going to shoot 64% for a game, and the T-Wolves have plenty of firepower.
Well, you hit it right there. The free throws. The Warriors have only made 5 free throws, 5 for 5. Stephen Curry's the only one that's taken or made a free throw. They've made 10 threes, the Warriors have, to 1 from Minnesota. That means 28 points more from three-point range. How is Minnesota staying in the game? They're at the free throw line all the time, and the Warriors turned the ball over, not at all in the first quarter, in the second quarter, so basically points off turnovers are pretty even.
So the Warriors need to pick it up a bit defensively, because if the shooting were to slack off a little bit, you get a young, hungry Minnesota team. They see a single-digit game. They upset the undefeated team in the NBA.
I'm very impressed with Minnesota, and not only their starters, they've got a deep roster. It's a nice blend of veterans and young players. I thought Shabazz Muhammad really hurt them. 13 points in about 11 minutes. You got to concentrate on who a shooter is when he's in there, but you bring in Kevin Martin, another scorer. Jang was terrific coming in off the bench, the big center, but Towns and Wiggins are absolutely, they're for real. They're for real. They're just terrific players.
The Warriors are for real with 4 of their starters in double-figure scoring. The Warriors' highest scoring half of the season. They shoot it at 64%. Terrific from 3. 5 Warriors hit threes, and the assist-to-turnover ratio, Luke Walton would take that all season long.
Certainly, they're doing a great job with that. They've got to just shore up their defense a little bit against this young, hungry Minnesota club.
The work halfway done with the Warriors up a dozen. Do they make it 10-0 for the first time in franchise history? Second half is on the way. Beginning the second half in Minnesota, and the clock did not start.
I was going to say, that's a very quick whistle.
So Zach Zarba. Well, they inbounded and brought it up, and it was still at 12 minutes to play in the third. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Festus Ezeli. Draymond was plus 21 in 16 first half minutes. And 7 assists to go with his 11 points. They feed Karl Anthony Towns. We saw him with the lefty hook. There's the righty hook. He is skilled on the box.
When we talk about Draymond Green, he leads the Warriors in assists per game, 6 per game. Just a little more than Stephen Curry. We don't see Ricky Rubio. He's at 9 a game this year.
Yep.
Like to see him on the floor. Not on the bench, along with Pekovic, by the way.
Shot clock at 7. Harrison Barnes is the one starter. Scuffling a bit, 2 of 6.
That little pop-out jumper off of a down screen's been around forever.
Levine, well played by Festus. And Draymond off to the races.
He's surveying the situation.
Going out lob again. This time we've got the foul. Minnesota opens with Karl Anthony Towns, Kevin Garnett, Tayshaun Prince, Andrew Wiggins, and Zach Levine.
His first personal, second personal foul.
Not a shooting foul. Levine trying to stay connected to Steph Curry. Garnett. Deny Klay. Shot clock at 5. Harrison Barnes losing the handle. Still Warrior ball. 3.5 to shoot. The shoots 64.5%, and you think it's all going to come easy. He's starting to slip a little bit. The way Minnesota has scored, you'd have an issue. Ezeli on the baseline. Nuggets has Draymond Green. Step back jumper. Towns took it out of bounds. For the Warriors, back end of a back-to-back. They're two-game road trips. Pretty lengthy as Harrison Barnes continues to be the one Warrior that the T-Wolves are daring to make a shot. LaVine will draw another foul. Ezeli picked up his fourth.
Not good. I felt that fouls and free throw shooting is what kept Minnesota in the game in the first half. Simple as that. And you would think if you just looked at one stat that we mentioned, Bob, the Warriors had made 10 threes at halftime to the one from Minnesota, you'd say, oh, the Warriors must be up by 20, but not the case.
No, not when the free throws are 22-5.
Stephen Curry, the only Warrior to shoot and make a free throw. He's perfect, 5 for 5. So let's see what Andrew Bogut can do. Andrew had 11 first half minutes, couple rebounds, good score goal.
That attention on Steph Curry. And Garnett recovers. Harrison just happy to have that one count. That's a goaltend.
Made a nice move. Got denied access to the middle, just a little reverse pivot, and created some space. He's 3 of 8. Just hadn't made a 3 yet tonight. 0 of 4.
A lot of action for Wiggins. This time knocked out of bounds with 9 to shoot.
Good challenge for Harrison.
With him. Play trailing is 3. Tayshaun Prince in motion.
Bogut stayed back, never came up to half court, and he forced a turnover. Nice job. He's got a couple blocks too, by the way, in those 11 minutes.
Always hunting for the rim. Steph poked it away. Did LaVine not touch it again? Apparently he did not.
Couldn't get through the big body of Bogut. Otherwise, he was trying to recapture.
He plays like a greyhound.
Yes, he does.
Zach LaVine is.
I told you, he loves the open court. Even when it's near open court. He just has a bead for the basket.
That with a good screen. Bogut sending that one away.
You see Draymond, there was a little bit of contact, but Draymond kept giving ground, then Bogut cleaned up. But the good defense by Draymond Green continued on LaVine, so he couldn't get it off quickly enough, allowed Bogut time to recover.
Karl Anthony Towns and an offensive foul. If you've never seen the Warriors play D, Draymond drew the charge and Bogut still blocked the shot. I mean, the two of them as a tandem are something else.
You can just always depend on Draymond Green. He stays home, cuts off the angle, and again, Bogut can recover the block. Gives him time.
Nice defensive sequences for the Warriors.
They're holding on to Stephen Curry. LaVine was.
Holding on to him to the point where it was an infraction. Sam Mitchell called that first time out. He said, this guy's got 21 points in the first quarter.
Well, he had about 11 in about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, 4 of 6 on threes, and don't lose 30. Much better defense that time. And Steph He caught the outlet. Harrison, that's good to see that three go down.
It was time for him to hit one.
So up 13 at the end of one and back up 13 with 8:19 remaining in the third.
Ahmed Fareed here with the Sportsnet Central update. Buster Posey, Madison Bumgarner, and Brandon Crawford of the Giants all won the Silver Slugger Award today. It's given to the top hitters in each league at each position. Posey's won 3, Bumgarner now 2, Crawford with his first. Fitz and JB, send it back to you.
All right, Ahmed, I think the easiest ever is the Silver Slugger for Madison Bumgarner. And you think of pitchers that can hit. Bochy was using him as a pinch hitter.
Well, he could. The home runs he hits is amazing.
Yeah, no,
I love it.
He is not bad. Warrior lead at 13. Bob, Jim, and Roz with you in Minnesota. Warriors home Saturday to take on Brooklyn, and then Tuesday against Toronto. Long way to go for a 2-game trip. Memphis and Minnesota. But the Warriors trying to go to 10-0 for the first time in franchise history. Wiggins and Tayshaun Prince, Karl Anthony Towns, Kevin Garnett, and Zach LaVine. Shot clock at 8. So where Wiggins likes to rise up and draws the foul.
The Warriors have not put too many sequences together tonight where they stop Minnesota. I mean, the Warriors are having an incredible offensive night, and it's good that they are, because Minnesota's getting what they want.
Minnesota's going to beat a lot of teams this year.
Yes, they are.
Wiggins missing the free throw. Replica trophy night. That'll be when the Bulls come to town Friday, November 20th. First 10,000 fans at Oracle get their mini championship replica trophy. Be there at 888-GSW Hoop. The representatives ready to help you right now. Free throw split. Bogut running that high post offense. Shot clock at 5. Steph somehow got that to Klay Thompson. And Bogut's there to tip it in.
So much action on that sequence, that 24-second possession they had. Looking for all kinds of things. They got a good look. Klay just didn't knock it down, but Bogut there to clean it.
Wiggins creating space. Bogut had boxed out the rookie, but Karl Anthony Towns had the ball and nowhere to go.
How about those hands, though? He goes around behind the back looking for someone to throw it to.
Klay had the right idea.
100 miles an hour.
Yeah, just.
You know, Towns has great hands. We saw Andre Drummond. Was that Monday? For Detroit. He's got great hands for his size. Terrific hands.
The return of the big guy in the NBA.
Yeah, it's
a couple of young centers that definitely can play.
Wiggins, Rookie of the Year last year. First time ever in this franchise. Garnett was not the Rookie of the Year. Didn't play a lot his first year. The second year, though, he became an all-star.
Yeah, didn't play a lot his first year because he was a high schooler out of Farragut Academy. Lasted 5th, and Kevin McHale took a teenager. That just had not been done. It was Garnett and Kobe that started that high school drafting as Draymond wanted a little bump there.
Well, they played pretty good defense on him there.
Steph played LaVine nicely. Bogut rebounding everything. This game is also defying kind of an NBA axiom. Is that if you go inside a lot, you're supposed to be living at the line. Curry can't quite push through. The Warriors have 36 points in the paint to Minnesota's 26. But the free throws are 24-5 the other way.
Curry was matched up on Wiggins there because he ran so hard after that miss by the Wolves Levine couldn't keep up with him. So they had a mismatch. He was trying to take advantage of the entire possession. Could not quite do it.
Draymond fouling Kevin Garnett.
I love the way Stephen Curry runs the court. Runs the floor. Makes it hard on the defender.
Iguodala in, Andre Miller, and Nemanja Bjelica also checking in.
Iguodala in there. We talked about the assist-turnover ratio. He's 4.5 to 1.
Wow.
This year.
He's got 4 more assists tonight.
Assist to turnover. Boy, did he shoot threes well last night. 4 or 5. We've seen this before.
Yeah, that's what Andre Miller does. Steph smartly didn't foul him. Karl Anthony Towns, that's good hands. He battled Bogut nicely. And Steph couldn't grab it either. Draymond, mean screen. Steph Curry, field goal on the foul. And again, he's the only Warrior to bend to the line. This will be his 6th free throw.
He's got the complete offensive game now. We know the three-point shot. It gets deeper and deeper. He can go all the way to the basket. We've seen that a few times tonight. And now he's got this little mid-range shot. Watch him just stop and pop. You can't stop that. You can't stop that shot. I mean, it's impossible. He's going to get it off before you recover.
So they can review the Andre Miller foul here. Go to Secaucus and
well, the only thing they're saying is that in the act of shooting, right?
Right. It
is the basket good? Is what's going on? And we'll see.
Is it a shooting foul?
Right.
Appeared to contact him in the lower back as he was shooting the ball. The other issue is
he pushed Draymond into Curry.
Right. Is Draymond going to shoot the free throw on the N1? So there's a couple different things there. Is Steph in the act of shooting? Did Miller foul Draymond Green? And if it was, and a three-point play.
The basket's surely good. And there's no 4-point play, so you see that one finger means one free throw coming.
Correct.
In case you were wondering, they weren't determining, gee, maybe we shouldn't have blown the whistle on the foul.
No.
That was never a factor.
So Draymond will shoot the free throw to try to complete the three-point play. All done.
Warriors had an 18-point lead in that first half. 15 right now. They'd like to build.
Oh, Wiggins, that was nice.
Minnesota won't let them.
Got in the lane with a 360 and dunked it down.
What a feel for the game Wiggins has.
Klay Thompson, corner 3. Foul by Bjelica. Kind of shoved Draymond on that rebound.
His second personal, 5th Minnesota team foul.
You know, a lot of trades you always talk about in the NBA, and you see over the years how they panned out. I don't know that Minnesota is going to regret having Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love.
Oh, I totally agree.
You know, and Kevin Love's quite a good player, but you have Karl Anthony Towns and you have Wiggins, and Wiggins just looks like one of those guys that can score 24 points a game for about a decade.
Yes, exactly right.
Gets to the line, hits the mid-range, had a beautiful move the last time down.
And he could eventually become a three-point threat, as Kevin Love did.
Right on cue. Wiggins taking that 3. Good job, Klay Thompson there. Just came to tap the rebound in an open spot. Klay has paid more attention to defensive rebounding this year. It's an area of improvement. And Draymond with the running floater.
He had a little Steph Curry shot there. Sometimes you see Draymond, you know he's got his mind made up doing something, and you kind of hold your breath. But it just keeps making plays for you.
Karl Anthony Towns, and rebound battled for. Steph Curry with the good hands. Got Draymond on the wing. He's got the 39-year-old Andre Miller reaching at him as Curry gets to the line.
Hard to determine what Steph Curry's going to do because he never determines. He doesn't predetermine it. He just goes on instinct and what the defender does. A little hesitation. Thought about a three. Cross back over and Andre Miller. And then as he goes inside, is he going to continue to go all the way? Is he going to lob a little floater up there straight into the rim, or is he going to go backboard? He just makes that decision instantaneously as the flow comes.
And you said that nicely. He doesn't predetermine.
No.
Who's guarding me? What's the situation? What's the floor balance? Where you have some younger players, I'm going to throw the ball over here no matter what. Or I'm going to go right. Even if the defender moves in front of me, I will run him over. I'm going to go right.
Make my mind up what I'm going to do, which is never a good thing.
This becomes the Warriors' biggest lead.
You have to be usually an experienced and gifted player to react accordingly.
It's a tough cover for Bogut. Bielitsa is a shooter and a scorer. And Andre Miller stuck along the baseline.
If you lose Andre Miller, look under the hoop. That's where he mostly is going to be.
Raymond kicking it out. Iguodala three. And Bielitsa with a rebound. Gorgui Dieng running the floor. Dieng will get to the line.
Shooting foul, fourth team foul.
I wonder how they use Pekovic when he comes back, Jim,
yes,
because you've got Karl-Anthony Towns. You have Pekovic. I wonder if they could play together. Could you play Karl-Anthony Towns as a power forward?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Warriors.com, your spot for all Warrior Championship apparel, hats, t-shirts, and more. All the championship merchandise at Warriors.com. So Dieng's got 6 off the bench.
And Pekovic had right Achilles surgery that he had. So he's sidelined indefinitely still.
Miller knocked it away. Steph recovers with 10 to shoot. Curry with the three. That was slipping out of his hands, and he still shot it.
It was knocked out of his hands partially by Andre Miller. He got a hand on it. You have got to see this one again. I'm going to implore our crew in the truck, hang on to that. That is so difficult to make that shot after your defender almost knocks it out of your hand.
Dieng losing it. 3-on-1. Steph Curry runs to the line. 3 on the way.
Automatic.
Steph Curry with 35, and the Warriors have exploded here in the third quarter. 10 in the third for Steph. 3 prior to that has to be seen to be believed. Shot clock at 5. It's the Andre Miller game right there.
Back you down, muscle you, and score.
Been doing that for a dozen years. More. Steph Curry, another 3. Heat check.
Everyone is surprised, including us, when he misses.
6 of 9 on threes.
Somehow we expect him to make every one. That's a travel. He got away with it. Took an extra step.
Bielitsa, the beneficiary. Luke Walton is going to take a timeout with 1:40 remaining in the third. 17-point lead. Andre Miller says, hey, I knocked it away. I've got half a steal. The ball's loose. He picks it up again. He's surely not going to shoot this. I'll re-catch it and make it anyway. Our Ford Right choice. Ian Clark joined Kaiser Permanente and Playworks to host a Get Fit Timeout Clinic at Bret Hart Elementary School in San Francisco last Thursday to promote physical activity, healthy eating habits, and encourage students to maintain a good academic athletic balance throughout the school year. 200 attending students working with Ian on various basketball, nutrition, and conditioning drills and activities. It's nice.
Just came from his hometown. He's a nice young man, by the way. Very impressive.
Earned the last available roster spot in training camp on a world championship team. That is impressive. Iguodala creating a little space, battling out that jumper. Warriors up 17. We check in with Roz.
Stephen Curry speaks selectively in the huddle, and this time he spoke up. He told the team, finish this quarter out. Come on, let's make it easy on ourselves, telling them to concentrate and not let them get back in the game.
Yeah, particularly Shabazz Muhammad, who's looking to score all the time, and he gets the field goal and the foul. For a bench player, Jim,
well, he's a scoring machine.
He is. He knows his role. He comes in with a mindset. He's got 15 points in 12 minutes on 6 of 7 shooting. And it's on the box. It's in the open floor. He gets to the line. When you're building an 8-9-man rotation, everybody's got to kind of find a role where they best serve. And Shabazz Muhammad, he will give you points in a hurry. Final minute of the third. Warriors had the 12-point lead at the break. Pushed it up as high as 21. Iguodala with a pump fake. And a bucket that just went off iron.
Did everything there but go in.
Jang's hit a couple jumpers. Making another one. So right back to the halftime score after all that Warrior brilliance in the third. Steph Curry short. Minnesota can play essentially for one here. 1/10 of a second game shot clock difference. 9-0 T-Wolves run ending the quarter. Kevin Martin going to get a running start. Turns, fires, and fades it in. Iguodala from three-quarter court. And you got a ball game heading into the fourth. The 21-point lead is down to 10. And Minnesota continues to shoot it at 50%. Up 10, looking for 10 in a row with the fourth quarter on the way. Just have 4 players in double figure scoring. Now, Steph Curry had a 21-point quarter, has 35 in the game. But Andrew Wiggins has not disappointed with 17 of his own. Draymond Green, 16, 9, and 5. And every time the Warriors built a big lead, Minnesota made a run. But Steph Curry, Miller gets this ball, he re-catches it, and then shoots a three. Steph has been incredible, but Minnesota wins the second and third quarter. And so a 10-point lead heading into the fourth. It was a 21-point advantage until the T-Wolves reeled off the final 11 of the third. First couple minutes of the fourth are going to be critical here because Curry's going to rest as Minnesota continues surging. This is where you'd like to see Klay Thompson or Harrison get going offensively for a minute or two.
They're going to have
Barnes missing off iron.
They will have to continue to score, as we saw there. That Minnesota won that third quarter. They're going to the veteran. Andre Miller's playing a lot of minutes. As I said before, he'd only played 12 minutes all season long. And then and Martin, 12-year veteran as well. So you got someone, they're playing the backcourt, 17 years experience and 12 years.
14 unanswered by the T-Wolves.
Tough shot, very tough shot.
Harrison's 4 of 11 and Klay is 4 of 12. Somebody else has to kick in to help Curry here to finish things off. Kevin Martin bothered enough by Ezeli. Get anything in transition. Livingston will get to the line. That's a big sequence. Kevin Martin goes to the line or lays that in. You'd be looking at a 5-point game.
Warriors pushed up the floor, had the numbers. Let's see it. Livingston can get his free throws down. Hasn't shot a lot this year.
Slate night Saturday night. Brooklyn coming to town. Brought to you by DraftKings. Warriors have never lost in the alternate slate jerseys. 888-GSW-HOOP. How about Brooklyn going to Houston and winning last night for their first win?
Big one for them. Houston has trouble at home. Livingston on the year, 8 of 9 from the line. Yet to shoot 10 free throws total. They'll take them.
Kevin Martin with that high screen roll. Livingston fouled him.
Livingston staying right with Martin. Belly to belly there.
T-Wolves at 50%. Warriors at 51%. They were shooting that gaudy 64% at halftime. He knew that would go down a bit. Kevin Martin rimming that out, but tipped up and in. Andre Miller should not be getting an offensive rebound at point-blank range. That's a breakdown.
Minnesota's energized by this.
Absolutely.
At the defensive end, too.
Shot clock at 3. Play on Jang. Running one-hander. Luke Walton will not be able to sit Steph Curry for very long.
If they make it this, he may get a timeout as well, Luke Walton. Yep.
Kevin Martin, no hesitation. And it's a 5-point game after being up 21.
Well, they're going to play through this sequence. He's letting them go.
Miller fouling Sean Livingston.
One foul on the Warriors this quarter, 2 now on Minnesota. That could be a factor coming down the line.
These are games where Klay Thompson and Harrison Barnes need to be the elite players that they are. Harrison's 4 of 11, Klay's 4 of 13. Need a basket while Steph and Draymond are sitting.
Well, that's a terrible looking sign.
And a foul in the backcourt saved the layup.
Klay knows it. He just kind of rushed it there.
It's a very smart foul by Sean Livingston. The Warriors have to dig in defensively here. Both teams shooting 51%, but the T-Wolves have had the edge after the Warriors had the 21-point lead. Cut it to 3 or 2 this trip down. Backdoor pass. Never touched a Warrior.
Yep. Might have been a double touch, but it certainly went off Kevin Martin.
Harrison wide open. And there he buried it.
Boy, he needed that. He had all the time in the world to think about it. He persevered.
All 5 starters in double figures. But those are the big shots that you need from
if you're a player, you like to take them.
Key players. Martin tried to jump into Festus. That's a great no call. But then the field goal and the foul. As Jang got inside. Minnesota's not going away. You go beat Atlanta on the road, you're good. They do not have a home win. They have 4 road wins. And they're veterans from 21 down. They brought Minnesota right back in it. Warrior lead is 6, and you don't come to Minnesota, Jim, without thinking of the loss of our friend Flip Saunders and the NBA family. At age 60, teammate of Kevin McHale's at the University of Minnesota. I first met Flip in the CBA, where he was the head coach of the Lacrosse Catbirds.
Right.
Hosted a GM summit at the NBA meetings in Vegas a year ago. His son Ryan is on the staff here. Flip was the president as well as the head coach of basketball ops here, and passed away right before the season. And just incredibly sad.
Well, That cancer thing took him very quickly. He ran the operation here. Terrific communicator. And KG, Kevin Garnett, and Flip Saunders had a very special relationship.
Flip Saunders also did a great job in Detroit as well as Washington. He was a phenomenal coach.
He was there in Detroit 3 years. He won 53 games, 50 games, and 64 games. Took him to the playoffs each year, including the Eastern Finals. They lost to 2008 Boston Celtics, and he was fired. That was a big surprise.
Livingston couldn't quite get that lefty layup in, and Kevin Martin misfiring. Somehow the Wolves don't score either. Missed layups both ways. And the game stays at 5. Livingston mid-range.
Well, he loves that shot.
He hit a big bucket in Memphis in the 4th. Sean Livingston, big basket there. The Warriors are shooting 30% in the second half.
Without Barbosa, you're going to need some scoring punch here in the 4th quarter.
64% first half, barely over 30% in the second half. Minnesota shot 50% in the first half. They're shooting 50% in the second half. Their offense hasn't waned at all. And to Steph Curry and Draymond. Draymond there with the 3.
Well, Stephen's at the scorer's table right at midcourt right now as we speak. Gets it back up for a more comfortable 8-point lead.
Draymond is 4 rebounds away from a triple-double. He's got 19, 10, and 6. Livingston and Draymond Green, 2 monster shots. Andre Miller, as Jim said, 17 years of doing that. Kevin Martin, 2 KG veterans playing the best team in the league and giving them all they would want.
Sam Mitchell staying with him.
Everybody who's ever played 3-on-3, you go into the gym, and the old guys can hold court for quite some time. Harrison Barnes, the rebound, the put back and the foul.
Nice play. Muhammad got inside, went up quickly. He's so much stronger this year. He works on his weights and the weights in the practice facility relentlessly. Beautiful bounce off there, but you can see inside position and right back up quicker and higher.
It's impressive. Harrison did not have a night. He hits a big 3. He works the glass there. You saw Livingston score. You saw Draymond hit the big 3.
That's the first free throw they missed tonight.
They always say the strength in numbers. There are a lot of guys in blue that are really good. Steph Curry back in the ball game. Crowding Jang. And Draymond with the foul. We'll talk about Harrison Barnes. Geico Analytics, his mid-range field goal percentage, that is a huge increase from 39 to 54%.
Every year a big jump. From 14 to 14, 15. Big jump and even better. I thought Draymond Green just got a little too exuberant on that one. He had him covered. Gave him back the advantage by committing the foul.
Andre Miller, mid-range. Bielitsa right back to him, and he lays it in. So Karl Anthony Townsend, Bielitsa, with Andrew Wiggins, Kevin Martin, and Andre Miller. It's a 6-point ball game at the 6-minute mark. Andre Miller and Draymond getting tangled.
Towns already has his double-double, 6th of the season.
5:56 left. Minnesota giving the Warriors all they would want. The Warriors hitting big shots to keep the Wolves at bay. Warriors will be back home after this 2-game road trip, taking on Brooklyn. Brook Lopez, Joe Johnson, and the Nets. Warrior pregame live coming your way at 6:30. We'll tip it off at 7:30 at Oracle Saturday night.
They're only averaging 92 plus per game and giving up 102 plus per game.
Our Metro PCS Unlimited performance. It's Brooklyn and Toronto at home, and then dealing with the Clippers down in LA on Thursday.
I just want to get this in, Bob, because I know you'll know the answer. Brooklyn, second lowest scoring team in the league, second lowest three-point field goal percentage. Who's number 30?
Would it be Memphis?
You got it. Memphis.
Out of bounds play, nicely designed for a Steph Curry 3. Luke Walton has that same Steve Kerr touch coming out of a timeout. Wiggins with the mid-range in response, and we check in with Roz.
You know the Warriors like that small unit down the stretch. Luke Walton said the team, we're going to try and stay small, but we have to rebound. We need all 5 guys to the glass.
And there are no rebounds when Steph Curry's shooting. Another mid-range. He's got 40. Bjelica from deep. And that's what he does. Hey, that was a nice free agent signing.
Yes, it was.
The Serbian at 27 years of age. Played some high-level international ball. Steph Curry missing there. And Wiggins with a rebound.
Bjelica tried to trip Draymond Green. They had a little collision. He stuck out that right leg.
Now the Warriors are small here. Draymond's the center.
That's why they all need a rebound, as Ross talked about.
And Wiggins, well played.
Wiggins not getting back on defense.
Harrison Barnes is firing there. Draymond, look what I found. That is Livingston's activity.
Yep, he kept it alive for him.
So a 20-second timeout by the T-Wolves. That's to get Wiggins' shoe back on. In an 8-point game with 4:29 left. So Steph Curry with 40. Draymond with 21, 10, and 6. Harrison with 14, and then Ezeli and Klay Thompson with 10 apiece. All 5 starters in double figures. And if you're Minnesota,
yes,
every time you keep surging and the Warriors repel you, there's been no lead changes in this game. There's been no ties in this game. And it's Andre Miller and Kevin Martin. The veterans are telling the young guys, look, we're almost there, we're almost there. And the Warriors keep fending them off.
I was thinking there were some similarities to last night's game as far as scoring. Not the action, not the way you're playing. But I always felt last night that the Warriors were in control of that. Tonight, you're still on edge because this Wolves team is very dangerous. What was that run a while ago? 14 zip?
Yeah, I mean, but it was a situation where Minnesota, against the best defensive team in the league, the Warriors,
yes,
they shot 51% the entire game.
Right.
I mean, the entire game. They've never relented. And the Warriors 64% in the first half. Until Curry got going, we're shooting 30% for the field in the second. Karl Anthony Towns could not score on Draymond. 100 miles an hour to set up Klay Thompson for a 3.
How about that? You know, a lot of teams will just wait, bring it back out. You know, you got to lead here and try to work the clock, but not the Warriors and not Draymond, certainly.
The car is careening down the mountain. Drive faster. And you got Klay at 3, and Bjelica will draw the foul. You just brought up such a great point, Jim. And Bjelica, they're getting a little frisky with him because everyone saw him try to trip Draymond while he was laying on the ground before. That's kind of a cheap move. And Livingston was just kind of letting him know that.
Also, it depends on what happened before.
The freedom to allow Draymond Green,
yes,
or Steph or Klay to play at that breakneck speed, it's what makes the Warriors great, but it's counterintuitive to all coaches that are normally conservative. As you said, we got to lead, we're on the road, calm down, back it out.
But they play to their strength, and they also play to win a game. They don't ever play a game not to lose.
Right.
There's a difference.
Bjelica, part of that Minnesota depth. You look at that T-Wolf bench as Towns got that rebound and put it back in.
He got inside easily.
Kevin Martin's got 13, Andre Miller 11, Jang 11, Shabazz Muhammad 16. T-Wolves 4 double-figure scorers off the bench.
Now you got the young ones in. And the young one with Levine.
Draymond Green to shoot 2. Nice hook pass from Steph Curry.
On his way to the basket. A lot of ball, but came down a little too hard, did.
I think the grab around the waist wasn't the play up top.
Who'd they call that foul on?
Kevin Martin.
Okay, then you're right, from behind.
Draymond, 23, 11, and 7. Warriors back up double digits. Klay Thompson with the defense and the steal.
He just played that beautifully. He went to get the ball, didn't allow Martin to come there with any kind of authority.
Steph thought about the deep three. Karl Anthony Towns on him. Lost the handle briefly. Shot clock at 3. Deep threes off the front iron. Wiggins off the kind of the heel of the rim there. Warriors were always putting pressure on, but that time Harrison Barnes couldn't quite collect it. 2:37 remaining in the ball game. The Warriors move to 10-0 for the first time in franchise history. Warrior lead at 11. And Steph Curry trying to grind this way through and come up with the 10th straight victory to begin the season. Our Ram shots of the game. The lob that Andrew Bogut covered a lot of ground to cram home.
And he was on the way down as that was going through. You know, both teams have done a really good job controlling their turnovers in the second half. In the first half, the Warriors had 6. The Wolves had 6. So the Warriors only have 9 right now. And it's been a very intense game and lots of possessions.
Bogut and Ezeli, that center tandem, with 14 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, and multiple blocks. And yet, some of the most lethal Warrior basketballs when they go small, and Draymond becomes the center. You want to play with big guys, you want to play long and lean.
Well, that's one of the values of Draymond Green. All-NBA first team last year. He can go and guard a 7-footer. He can go to your power forward. He can go to a small forward. He can go to an off guard.
Steph Curry will be called for the foul, and Zach LaVine to the line. Steph with 40 tonight.
We don't know whether he fouled him or not. They called the foul. But the problem is, when someone gets into the paint and they're going up for a driving basket, and you're trying to deflect, you're trying to disrupt them, it's almost too late. So you kind of only have yourself to blame there. You're not keeping him out of the lane and not doing your job defensively. But these athletes, as I say, you can say that. It's almost impossible. No one keeps Stephen Curry out of the lane. Very, very difficult to do. Hard to keep these guys in front of you, what I'm saying.
Make sure you don't yield the rebound off the missed free throw. Iguodala kind of shaking his head, said, hey, we had to get that one. 10-point lead with 2:22 left.
So Stephen playing off the ball, as is Klay.
Karl Anthony Towns switched out. LaVine, nice overplay. And Minnesota's not done.
I'd prefer to see, when they get a mismatch and Stephen Curry has a big man on him, everybody else get out of the way, let him take him. Instead, they try the bigger size mismatch.
Got to execute here as Curry is fouled and banks it in. 42 with a free throw coming.
Leroy Richardson with an emphatic and one. Held on to the shorts for just a moment. Didn't seem to bother Steph at all as he banked it in.
Curry with the three-point play. So Steph with 43. Wiggins had it knocked away. 3-on-1. Curry in on Bjelica. All moving around. You're playing the clock and the Timberwolves right now.
Steph made that 3-on-1 a 2-on-1, which was smart to do.
keep adding to history. They win tonight. That's a 10-game winning streak. Last year they had a 16-gamer and a 12-gamer. They'd only had 3 double-digit winning streaks since they moved to the West Coast. So you're talking 53 years with 3 double-digit winning streaks. Now a year plus 10 games, you've done it 3 times again.
Well, we know they're special. All the stats come to show it. This is a nice block, and that's a jump ball.
Yes, it is. Tap back to Levine. Another block, but another foul. Minnesota with 34 free throws to the Warriors 16 and the 50% shooting. I'm very impressed with Minnesota's offense.
Yep.
A lot of different guys that could score, a lot of different ways to score. You can't get away from, and you highlighted it at halftime, Jim, 17 threes made by the Warriors, 3 by the T-Wolves.
And yet they're still in the basketball game. Their leading scorer, Wiggins, is just coming out right now. Just under 20 a game. Tonight, he's at 19. He's never in a hurry. I'm very impressed with his composure. He makes decisive moves, but he's not in a hurry. Doesn't panic. Very confident player.
Finished with 19. Adrian Payne and Damian Rudez checking in. Rudez, another foreign free agent out of Croatia. Played in the Spanish League. Ray Thompson turnaround. He worked himself into a game. He had a key 3 in the 4th. He's got a 15-point night. Steph, that's kind of a silly foul with 47 seconds left. He knows it. Steph Curry, 43, backing up the 28 in Memphis. The Warriors, all 5 starters in double figures, no one off the bench in double figures. Minnesota, 7 double-figure scorers, 4 reserves doing that. The T-Wolves are going to have the oddest record, 4 road wins and 4 home losses.
Very strange.
Greg Gary and Monty Poole coming up in the Honda postgame.
So Steph went above 30 tonight for the 6th time this year. 83 straight games, by the way, with three-pointer made.
Another #1 pick. Tyus Jones checking in, taking 24th. 1 year at Duke. And Steph Curry with 46. 8 made threes, 8 of 13. Shabazz Muhammad had it knocked away. Jones misfiring, that'll do it. The Warriors moved to 10-0 for the first time in franchise history. Brooklyn on deck on Saturday and Toronto Tuesday, both at Oracle. The Warriors sweep the little mini 2-game road trip, and they do it with offense. 54% shooting, 129 points. It's the best road start ever. And this team, last night, kind of a bare-knuckle brawl win in Memphis. Tonight, a fluid, high-scoring win in Minnesota. 129-116. The Warriors take care of the T-Wolves. And just beautiful passing with 34 assists, 46 from their star. They're still undefeated and coming home with a 10-0 record. With Warrior Postgame Live coming at you.
It is a wire-to-wire victory tonight in Minneapolis. They scored the game's first 10 points and wound up with a 13-point victory. The Warriors have played 480 minutes of basketball this year. They've trailed for a combined 41 minutes and 35 seconds. In the second half, all year, they've trailed 10 minutes and 25 seconds. Comprehend that. We're going back to the Twin Cities. Roz and Draymond Green.
Got to end the game.
I think it's just hard. You know, we really need the momentum changer. And, you know, that's usually when we scramble around, get stops, and push the pace. And I think that's our best lineup when we're trying to impose our will on the team as far as speed.
Well, I heard in the huddle, Coach Walton kept emphasizing rebounding. How tough is it to rebound out of the small lineup?
I don't think it's very tough because when we go small, everybody's in the mindset, I got to get there and get it. And that's when you get HB coming up with huge rebounds. Clay, Steph, Sean, Andre. So, you know, we know that we have to box out when we're small, so I don't think we're at a big disadvantage usually when we're small and rebounding.
And you get rebounds, points, assists. You've been so balanced this season, so poised. In particular, how come you always seem to be in the right spot for assists this year?
Because, I mean, so many people are double-teaming Steph, and when they double-team, we got shooters around the floor, and, you know, they force me to make a play. My entire life, I've always rather get an assist than score, so they let me do what I like to do.
And, you know, Steph's getting that attention because he sets the tone so much. When he's out of the game, what's that mean for the rest of the team?
I mean, that means everything. You know, he's our guy. He's our go-to guy. When you're double-teaming him and I'm able to get, 11 or 12 assists, and he still get 45, it's tough.
Yeah, that's pretty tough, Draymond. Congrats. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Guys.
Well, Draymond Green was plus 34 in this game.
Don't you just love his 12 assists?
I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, Draymond filling up the stat sheet, 23 points, the 12 assists, the 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and then, oh, by the way, his teammate had 46 points. It's just his level of play in all-around basketball is remarkable. And for Draymond Green, he was spectacular. And that's where the Warriors, Steph Curry said it last night in Memphis. He said, 48 minutes, we're going to get you. Well, it's not just Steph that's going to get you. A lot of guys in blue can hurt you in a lot of different ways.
They are just overpowering people right now, and a barrage of players that can put the ball in the basket. 6 different players tonight made threes for him.
Yep.
And even when the other team is playing well, and I believe that Minnesota really can't play much better than they did tonight. Can't shoot the ball much better. They're sure they can make a few more threes, but they stayed right with it, and yet the Warriors are always in control of the outcome. So they're just on this incredible run right now, 10-0 to start the season. And Stephen Curry loves to play to the crowd, and you can see he loves to put on a show, and he has the ability and the capability to do so.
I think you said it right. Minnesota had 7 players in double figures, shot 50%, and went to the line forever and still lost. This effort would have beaten many, many other teams in the NBA.
Absolutely, but the Warriors are just too strong right now. It's too strong inside, and when they go small, you think like, gee, they're going to be at a disadvantage, but then they run you into the ground, they find ways to score.
Yeah, so Greg, you wonder, what is it going to take for a team to upend the Warriors? Is it going to be an off Warrior night or some kind of superior effort? Because offense, defense, up and down the roster, three-point shooting, the Warriors are the elite of the elite right now in the NBA.
They are perfect 10-0. Only time in franchise history. Philadelphia Warriors, San Francisco Warriors, Golden State Warriors never got there. Safe flight home, boys, and we'll see you on Saturday night. Warriors pregame live before the Brooklyn Nets come in. We'll be at 6:30 on Saturday. A formal welcome to Honda Warriors postgame live. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean. Steph Curry, 46 more tonight, Saint. The Warriors scored the first 10 points of the game. It was 10-0, 13-2, and Curry came right out tonight. Second game of a back-to-back, and he went for 21 points in the first quarter. Coming into this year, after he signs all the autographs, coming into this year, he had 3 20-point quarters, Saint. He has 4 this year in the first 10 games of the year.
He just senses when he's in that rhythm, and he just created space for himself all night long. Now, that is a really, really hard shot. And that's what you just marvel about him. And movement without the basketball. Obviously, we know what he can do off the dribble, but when he's working off screens by bigs, his setups are perfect. He gets balanced. It's a thing of beauty.
Here's the shot in the first quarter. He was 6 of 9 from the floor in total. You see the 3 misses are X'd. He was 4 of 5 on threes, so 5 of his 9 shots were threes. He also got to the free throw line, and he made all 5 of his free throws, and he wasn't done. You know, many nights he has a big first quarter and that's it, but they needed him to score more tonight. He had 21 in the first quarter. He had 25 in the final 3, Saint, to get to 46. What a shot that was.
That shot was amazing. And this is the pull-up game where he gets fouled there. And, you know,
that's the one where the ball rolled down his
rolled
How did
down
he get
to
that
his
off
elbow,
his fingertips?
And he pushed it in. And look at this. Here's your conventional fast break. 3-on-1, pull up for the 3. And we see a lot of the high pick action and people get nailed on the screen. There's that hesitation and pace. And he just sees the big on him. He knows that guy can't stay with him. He drills it. He's just such a cerebral player. And he knows 2 counts ahead of time where the great opportunities are. It's just, it's remarkable.
He took 25 shots tonight. He made 15. 13 were threes. So more than half of the shots tonight he took were beyond the line. He made 8 of them, and he made all 8 of his free throws. A magnificent breakdown. The Warriors have not had the leading scorer in the NBA since 66-67, when Rick Barry in his second year led the league at 35.6. But Monty joins us in the next segment. We're going to break down. I think he may lead the league in scoring now. His shooting attempts are way up. He's up over 20 shots a game. His three-point shoots a game are up to about 11 a game. We'll break it all down. Steph Curry is going crazy, and it's not just early year, Saint. We are 10 games into the year, and the guy's averaging better than 33 points a game.
And we needed everything that he provided tonight. This young Minnesota team really played well, and as Fitz and JB said, they would have beat most of the teams in the NBA tonight, but they just didn't have enough firepower. And for me, 2 things stuck out. 17-3 on 3 points makes. You know what? That's going to get you beat most nights. And then the second aspect to me is, again, they go small the last 5 or 6 minutes. And I'm telling you what, people cannot beat that lineup. It's just a group that just believes in themselves. Everybody just notches it up on the defensive end and the rebounding, and then watch out when they go that away on offense.
They are lethal when they go small. The NBA is fearful of this team when they go small because Draymond can play 5. Look at the numbers he had that he almost had a triple-double. Harrison Barnes is very capable at 4. But you know what? Their big lineup isn't too shabby either. And right now you have the two-headed monster. Andrew Bogut, by the way, came in real early in the second half. He may even start starting, I think, maybe as Brooklyn or maybe when Toronto comes in, Saint. But when you combine the numbers between Bogut and Ezeli, they were solid tonight.
Well, there, look at that. It goes to Bogues instead of Festus, but I know who passed it, Draymond for the dunk.
12 assists for Draymond.
You love it. And then look at this dribble drive. It draws the shot blocker, and then that's a smart big because he knows his man goes for the shot block. You follow that right to the rim, and look at Festus. Johnny on the spot, finishing again. Who did that come from? Draymond again.
The Sparty,
you know
23, 12, and 8 tonight.
Collectively, the 2 of them did an outstanding job. You had foul trouble with Festus, and we're blessed to have a duo like this when you want that big presence in the paint. And it's going to be needed come Saturday night playing against the old Stanford guy, Brook Lopez.
They are 10-0 for the first time in franchise history. 5 wins at home, 5 on the road. And again, they played 480 minutes of basketball. You know, they've trailed for 41-35 all year. And in the second half, in games, they've trailed for 10 minutes and 25 seconds. Think about that. In 480 minutes, they've only trailed in the second half all year. In 10 minutes, you're not beating them. You're not coming close to beating them. A little bit over in AT&T Park, and Steph Curry and the Warriors just doing their thing, Mindy. We'll see you, by the way, at 8:07, Ahmed and Mindy with Sportsnet Central. They gave up a lot, 116, a little disturbing, but they score 129. Steph Curry goes for 46 points tonight, 15 of 25 floor, 8 of 13 beyond the three-point line, and he made all 8 of his free throws. He played just about a perfect basketball game. After a 21-point first quarter, he kept on going. Let's head back to the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and get reaction right now from interim head coach Luke Walton on the greatness of Steph.
He was decent tonight. He was okay. He's just so dangerous, you know. At any time he can go on a 6-8-0 run, You know, just off of transition and, you know, getting a steal and pulling up for 3 or whatever it is. He's just, he's always in attack mode, and he's definitely playing at MVP level again right now.
Did you think he might be done when you took him out at the start of the 4th, or were you planning to bring him back in at the 6-minute mark like usual?
I was hoping he was going to be done. You know, he played big minutes last night, but, you know, obviously it was going to depend on how the game went. We got Clay out a little earlier in the 2nd, so we could try to have him in there to help finish out the game in the 4th. But, you know, that's a good team, and they fought back and got back into it. So we went back, we finished with our small lineup out there, and, you know, their small lineup works best when Steph's running the show.
We've talked about Draymond being sick on this trip. What can you say about the way he
He's
played
awesome.
tonight?
Yeah, he was great tonight. His playmaking in the first half was incredible. I mean, anytime he was on the court, he was finding everybody for open shots, open dunks, alley-oops, just unselfish, beautiful basketball, which is what we preach all the time to the guys. He was doing all that for us, and then in the second half, he did a great job of getting a little more aggressive when we needed to and knocked down some big shots for us.
Draymond's vision has been excellent. Is he watching extra film to be able to anticipate these things, or is it just natural?
I think it's just progression of his game. He's you know, one of the best. He'll tell you he's the best passer on the team. That's a lie, but he's up there. He's in the top 5. And it's just progression, I think, understanding, you know, the more reps he gets when teams want to trap Steph or commit to Steph, the more comfortable he's getting with making those plays. And, you know, it's tough to teach somebody to have that type of feel and vision. I think he has that naturally, and then he's just getting more and more reps doing it, which is making him more effective at that role.
Do you think there's a point that the players maybe even look forward to seeing Steph get trapped because they can?
I would. Yeah, if I was one of the other 4 players on the court, I'd love if they trap Steph, because we get open looks. You know, we hit that roll man, and, you know, we have Bogues and Festus diving and Andre and Harrison cutting or spaced. You know, we're in attack mode out of that. So yeah, I'm sure they're excited about it when team. But the way our guys play, I'm sure they're excited when they don't trap Steph too, because now they get to watch Steph knock down open shots. So our guys are always in there pulling for each other.
It is a death trap when you trap him. What do you do? Trap him or not trap him? Saying if you don't trap him, he's going to squeeze off a shot. You trap him, they're going to get it to Draymond. It's going to go 4-on-3.
Pick your poison.
Arsenic.
Which one do you want?
I want arsenic.
You're done.
All right, Monty Poole is here from CSNBayArea.com. I was reading your game story. This is Steph's third 40-point game. The 53, obviously, the big one. 46 tonight. He had 40 on opening night. He came out the first quarter on opening night and scored 24 right away. All right, we were looking at this. With this game tonight, he is now at 33.3 points per game. His last 2 years, the 2 All-Star years, and, of course, the MVP season. Look at how much more he's shooting the ball. He's up to 20.5 shots per game, and most of them are threes. He's up 3 threes per game. Assists are down. So let's just evaluate where his game is. I mean, tonight he takes 25 shots, 13 are beyond the line. Right. Is he going to lead the league in scoring this year, Monty Poole?
He very well could. His assists, a lot of his assists that used to be his assists are going to Draymond Green now.
Sure.
But Steph is taking more shots, Draymond taking fewer shots. I don't think that's a bad thing, you know, when you look at this, because, again, Steph is shooting the ball about 4 more times a game than he did last year, but he's scoring about 9 more points a game. You take that every day of the week. So I don't see a problem with it. I don't think the Warriors do. They want to keep him to keep doing what he's doing.
He's the best shooter in the history of the game, the best long shooter. 21 shots a game sounds like a right number. Saying as a coach, what do you think?
You didn't have to go to Oxford or Cambridge to figure out that this is the best shooter in the league. What do you want him to do? Shoot the ball. It's not this complicated.
Is that it? Very simple?
Yes.
It is. It is. And, that, you know, they don't care who gets the shot. They want the best possible shot. And sometimes the best possible shot is coming from a guy named Steph Curry because he's the best possible shooter. If he's got someone who might be close to him, it's still a pretty good shot because he can go around that guy or he can pull up on that guy and gain some space and hit the 3.
He was at 24 points a game the last couple of years. Now he's up to 33.3. That is a huge jump. And, again, the Warriors have not had anybody lead the entire NBA in scoring for a full year since Rick Barry's second year back in 66, 67. You know where we're going when we come back?
Where?
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. The highlight zone. You think Steph will be in it? Is he going to hog the highlight zone the entire time again? Come on, share it.